And
Okay.
we are live!
Wonderful.
Huzzah.
Yes, greetings and salutations, everyone. Yes, hello, this is going to be the first stream session of the Legends of Nodareth, The Fog of War. Which, not everyone is here for the session just yet, however, we're at least getting things started up in the meantime. Also, finally got set only a couple days ago an actual intermission screen for intermission screen, not scream. That would be
Scream!
That would be horrible. Yeah. Oh no, wait, we need to change to a different scene. Hopefully I didn't destroy anyone's fucking eardrums. Let me also advertise the stream. Now that we're getting stuff ready. Probably also someone should DM Luna.
We have.
Oh, you have? Okay. Good.
Yeah, Tabby did.
Or
I'm Coxon.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we'll get to introducing everyone's characters in a moment. Well, once it actually arrives. So yeah.
Yeah.
We're real riveting content, guys. We're having a great start.
Yeah. Oh god.
Yeah, just like 10 at least seconds of dead air. Yeah, that's fine.
I mean,
Yeah, we're vibing.
we're focused on different things. We're just waiting for everyone to get here. You're
Yeah,
not
I
asking too much.
I'm sorry. I just know that I was like, all right, we'll start working on the intro while you guys are talking, and then everyone went dead silent. I was like, oh.
Okay. I can fill the air with riddles.
Oh,
Oh, no.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, everything is
Iron
content,
roof.
so fuck it.
Iron roof, glass walls. Burns and burns, but never falls. What am I?
Iron roof, you said?
Iron
Alright.
roof. Yes.
A lantern.
Oh shit! I accidentally.
Yes, a lantern.
Haha.
Ah. Neat. Oh shit! I just realized because I restarted my computer, I need to set up the whole fucking setup for the game again. God damn it!
Yeah, we had some technical difficulties beforehand.
Yeah,
the DM was
sorry.
a robot.
Yes, I was having problems with my mic, and things were going incredibly fucky. Oh, actually, hang on, that's not right.
It truly isn't D&D until the DM has some sort of issue.
Indeed. Okay. Oops. Shit. Damn it. God damn it.
What does a poor man have, a rich man want, and if you eat it, you die?
Nothing.
Correct.
Damn, yeah, I heard that one before. Damn it, my mom keeps
course.
sending me notifications. It's coming through on the laptop, and I'm trying to figure out how to get my notifications to shut up.
Your mother's sending you notifications. Do you need to, like, wash your hair, remember to bathe?
No. They're going out to do some. They're going out for the day.
Nature confirms smelly DM.
No, that's
Oh,
not
no.
it. Fucking...
No.
Yes,
Don't
I
do that
live in
to
my
him.
parents' house. Fucking bite me.
You're valid.
I mean, I have to drive it. Fuck. Never mind.
Yeah. I mean, hey, houses are expensive.
Houses are expensive.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, hey, also the original plan was I was actually going to set up an office in my parents' basement, so we're going full on in the fucking joke. But that didn't work well because radon. So I'm gonna have to clear out one of the other guest rooms, but.
Oh no. Still no word from Luna.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I will say if we don't hear anything in like 7 minutes or so, we'll probably end up starting, unfortunately, but that's how it goes. Now to go around advertising. Alright, that's most of them. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, that's saved. That down, beautiful. Oh, shit, that's the one thing I could do in the meantime.
What? Oh, dice!
Ah! How could I be so foolish? Alright, so, I suppose in the meantime, as we're going through, just simply vibing and hoping... I might try and call Luna. Actually, wait, hang on, I'm streaming, so calling... Well, actually, I could still... Someone else could call Luna. In the meantime, eeny, meeny, miny, Cleo, pick a color.
Yellow.
Yellow, alrighty then. Yellow it is. And then, eeny, meeny, miny, who haven't I picked in a while? Lake, pick a color.
You picked me last time, but alright.
Pick a color.
Pick a fucking color.
Emerald. Did I fucking stutter? Emerald. Okay, green it is. We're going yellow and green.
I feel like we did that last time, actually.
Did we? I actually don't remember.
Should I change it?
You did pick.
Hey, it's fine. It's whatever. It's what the fight.
That was an easy mistake. You could have definitely picked Amaranth.
Amaranth? I mean, isn't Amaranth just purple? Like a...
It's a reddish purple, but you would have had to probably look it up.
No, I've heard of I have heard of Amaranth. I know it's a plant.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it looks like the flower of the plant, so...
Yeah. Like these,
I suppose you're good enough at botany, but...
Yeah, hey! Yes, the dude called Nature Claus is into plants, you know, fucking...
Yes, so, I suppose Amaranth wasn't the best guess to try to trip you up.
It's like not magenta, you know, but like...
Yeah, it's closer to maroon.
Actually, yeah, maroon is a better pick. What's another one? Apparently, orange was named after the Duke of Orange. Also, orange carrots were made as a gift to the Duke of Orange. That's what, because originally they were purple.
Carrots improving your eyesight is a myth, by the way.
Really?
They don't.
You lied to me.
It's a myth. I believe it was done in World War II. As like an anti-spy strategy, basically.
Ah, gotcha.
Like trying to trick the enemies into doing something because they knew they had spies. And apparently it worked. So.
Can't believe Bugs Bunny lied to me.
Yes, it's very sad.
Yes, how dare a cartoon lie to you?
Yes,
cartoons are known to be the epitome of truth.
Full of educational sources.
You think someone would just do that? Go on the internet and tell lies?
Well,
Nah, it's not possible.
That joke used to be funny until it became too true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, I can do that.
Alright, hang on. Let me check if not now that this is connected to my phone. Let me see if the soundboard works. It does!
Oh! Did you really have to kill someone to test your soundboard?
You didn't kill me, you just
Absolutely.
shot me. Oh, damn it.
Damn it, I missed.
Oh, don't be such a
Wait,
baby.
no,
It's
no,
just
no,
a
no, no.
flesh wound.
No. Yeah, I do have a soundboard with a variety of different stuff and things on it, including monster calls. So
Hopefully that won't come up.
I think we're
fingers
too late for that.
crossed.
I think it's too late. We're gonna experience some sort of monsters.
Oh, no, that's not possible. We're only out in the wilderness. Nothing bad happens there.
Why are you trying to invoke the fates?
What do you say
Because I
about
want to kill more
wilderness?
Ankegs.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
It is for entirely
God,
selfish reasons.
Just by the end of it, Lily's just gonna be like fully decked out in like Ankeg armor and weapons and parts. Like,
She can go prone and look like an onkeg.
yeah, like the house is just like the entire fucking adventure center is just nothing but Ankeg decorations. Like the tables made of Ankeg. You know, the walls are made of Ankeg.
The food is made of onkeg. No.
If she had
You
her
could,
way, this
you
would be
could.
the case.
Yeah. God, she captures the queen so that she can just farm Ankegs.
Yeah.
That's- Wait, there's only one queen?
I mean,
I mean-
presume there's at least a queen. Where the hell are these fucking Ankegs coming from? I mean,
Yeah.
I was just trying to suss out something.
ah. Well, you failed! Show notifications, yeah. Turn that off so it doesn't keep happening. Alright, it's 11. Alright, I'm gonna mute my mic real quick. Actually, yeah, hang on. I'm gonna be muting the stream real quick because I'm gonna go try and call Luna. And if that doesn't
Is she
work,
the only one we're missing?
yes.
Okay.
I'll go try and get them. And if not, well, then we'll probably just start the session. Alright. Well, unfortunately, got nothing.
Unfortunate.
Well, obviously, if they poke their head in, be more than willing to take them, to accept them during the session. However, for now, we'll unfortunately probably have to continue the session without them.
Sorry, you started mumbling.
She just popped on.
Oh, did she? Oh my god. Wow, that was great timing.
Oh my god.
We'll give them a minute. We'll give them a minute to poke their head in.
Countdown.
60, 59, 58, 57, 56, 51,
gun.
50,
24.
29. Wait, no, fuck! I was.
Ow!
Fucking brilliant.
How is that
Oh.
possible?
You know, don't. Wow, this is. Man, I mean, all of these freaking debut streams have had some kind of weird shit happen, pretty much. So, like, this is just par of the course at this point.
I mean, I think it's not that weird. Right? You know.
It's kind of par for the course, to be honest.
Yeah, you know, it's whatever.
But I don't want to be
simply
par.
living. Yeah. Normally I would be calling off, bits and subs at this point while we're waiting, but, yeah. Unfortunately, I still have yet to get validated, or at least, until it's validated on Twitch, no. Until I get,
Verified?
Verified, thank you, that's the word.
Yep.
Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Ay.
DMing as a profession. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
But what if
That's
the
it.
players form a union?
Well, guess they'll die. No. Also, I should probably, probably gonna turn people's yeah, that's probably another thing I should have checked if everyone's audio quality was doing alright on stream, because I don't want people to be too loud or too quiet.
Hello, I am
Hello?
here.
Yeah, because I did see actually when Jaffa was laughing and speaking, apparently the mic looked like it was peaking. So I'll turn that down a little
Amazing.
bit. Because I don't want people to be too loud or too quiet.
Is that a tattoo?
Alrighty, I think that's
What's tattoo?
almost everything
Is it?
for now.
Wait, what's going on?
Oh, right. Maybe I should actually go into the right fucking... Wait, that's weird.
Oh.
Originally, when I apparently when I tried to go into Roll20 and or a launch game, it took me into Strike and Cold Iron for some reason. Instead
Impressive.
of the Fog of
because
War.
I see you in this room somehow.
Oh yeah, that is not what pink it is.
There we go. Oh, that's why it's weird. Okay. Rejoin as... There we go. Rejoin as player. Let me try and call Luna again, because it's been a little bit.
It's been a while.
Alright, give me a sec. And now they're offline again. That's...
You're kidding.
Yeah, when I went to call them, like, it basically, the moment I went to call them, it basically said they were offline, which is weird. Unless there was maybe...
But,
I don't know if
okay.
there's something else going on with connection phone. Either way, we can start getting started. They were done. We can start getting into, the Fog of War, if the stream overlay will work properly. Make sure it does. Oh no! Oh, we're good! Hey!
Hmm?
Hooray!
At least I think
Huzzah.
so. If people, I was gonna say, if people could check the. Let me also check the stream.
I mean, it looks alright.
On twitch.tv/natureclose.
You're calling out your own stream in your. Never mind.
Alright, whatever. Fucking.
You gotta self-promote, come on.
Exactly. So what if I'm promoting on my own stream? No.
It's all that rise and grind. You gotta rise and grind.
Exactly. Alright, so. I suppose now, without further ado, after about 40 minutes after we were supposed to start, this is fine. Actually, I suppose one thing we can do before we get into the session is actually introducing everyone and their characters. So, I suppose going down the list with the newest member, well, I shouldn't say the newest player, but the newest character to arrive on the scene with our folks here. Aelred, if you'd like to describe yourself and your character.
Hello, I am Zarina. My character is Aelred Valenti. He is a young sun elf paladin. He should I just give a brief backstory as well, or
Up to you. However much you want to describe about his appearance, about his backstory, whatever.
Okay, he is doesn't look like your average sun elf. He's a bit paler than most, not as much of a tan. More platinum blonde than the golden blonde. He's I think it's about 5'11", 6 foot tall.
Which is on the shorter side for elves, funnily enough, but
yeah. Or wait, did they make it tall? Never mind. I can't remember. I don't have his character sheet in front of me at the moment.
You're fine.
Yeah. But he is here trying to make a bit of a fortune, a new home for himself.
Okay. Nice. Unfortunately, the Enigma, who is usually played by Luna, is not here at the moment, so we'll be skipping over to our resident cat boy of the group, who
Nice.
in the Discord server has been memed to high hell to his discretion. Tabby, if you'd like to describe yourself as well as your character.
Hello, my name is Toxin. I play a Tiefling Rogue, known as Tabby. And not much to go off of, other than, as nature has stated, he is, in appearance, a cat guy.
Mm-hmm. A Rakshasa
Roughly around
tiefling.
6 foot, counting the ears.
Mhm.
And he's just a mysterious individual with his own agenda.
Who everyone wants to pet and give fish.
Pretty much.
Indeed. Memes! Okay. So, next up, going down the list, we have our resident... What's the word? They're ready to kill God or die trying. At least they were for a while. I don't know how much that's changed since then, but nonetheless. Lily! If you'd like to describe yourself as well as your character.
Felix, any pronouns.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm currently playing as Lilaruca Velafera. She is an extremely short for elf. 4'8", 19 years old. So her mission is, or what's originally, to kill the divines or die trying, but is more currently the study of the true nature of the divine.
Interesting. And finally...
Resident wizard, so.
Indeed. Yes, they're the Enough Wizard. And finally, last but not least, I suppose, I was about to say, I don't know if calling them the sassiest member of the party would be false.
Yeah, that's a little false.
Yeah. Well,
that role was taken over by the Enigma.
We do have the Enigma, but nonetheless, I suppose either second in command or the most spiteful. That could be considered correct, I suppose. Either way, Amelie, if you'd like to describe yourself as well as your character.
Alright. Well, hello, I'm Clementine, or Cleo, whichever, I don't really care. I play Amelie Devereaux. She's a tiefling pirate artificer. who pretty much uses her gun more than actually talking. That's honestly all she does is just kind of use the fucking firebolt to kill things, and that's kind of it. She kind of doesn't want to be here, but she's here. She's along for the ride.
Indeed.
Let's see, how do I describe her? Basically, imagine Captain Amelia from Treasure Planet, except she's like a 6'3" tiefling with red skin and one blue eye and one green eye.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Yeah, she's here to fuck shit up and get money, and she's already fucked shit up. So where's her money?
I mean, hey, we're working on it. I mean, you already got some money recently, but nonetheless. Either way.
She wants more.
Touche. So, I realize that there is quite a bit to cover, so we're mainly asking for the SparkNotes versions, or as much detail as you think would be important to cover. What sort of escapades that the Fog of War group has gotten themselves into on the island of Catalan here?
Oh god, what did happen?
We started off mostly helping Siriota, a moon elf at the Duthea estate.
Mm-hmm.
Helping her to solve a ghost problem.
Mm-hmm.
Digging into it, we found out it was a Noon Wraith that was her sister, deceased, Torhana Duthea.
Mm-hmm.
Implicated in a plot involving her late father, Vacant Duthea, who poisoned and killed Torhana's husband-to-be.
Indeed, it was a time, to say the very least, dealing with Torhana and Torhana's spirit, which there is still some things to wrap up there, presumably, but nonetheless.
Oh, right, we're still going on.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was when Bold came in.
Yeah, that was before Bold came in.
Yeah.
I think
the next stuff was setting up the new Adventure Center and doing our interviews and all that.
Oh, yes, that is when Bold came in. So
indeed, yes, yeah. With the party currently has their own locale, their own adventure center within the colonial outpost or the colony of Erenair on the island of Catalan, which is fairly small. So a smaller-ish colony in comparison to other things. However, the locals are certainly interesting and have reacted to the new adventurers coming in various different ways.
After doing the Hyries and meeting Bold, Dragonborn Artificer, who joined the party for some time, the party moved out to set up an outpost north of the city.
Yep.
Party explored the wilds. Got a good
attacked an Onkeg, almost Onkeg nest.
Yeah.
The start of an Onkeg nest without its queen.
Yep. Set that up as the outpost.
Clearing out the nest, the workers showed up to set up the outpost. We had to make a choice about what religious people we're going to be able to set up there.
And then once when we got back and thought we would rest in Campfire.
Indeed, where the party had a run-in with the leaders of the Bleeding Wardens. With one, I believe it was a Ballmast Fireforge and his sidekick, Kelris Olaxador, which originally held Ciri, their good friend, hostage in exchange for doing various things, and you guys brutally wiped the floor with them.
Somehow.
Yes,
we weren't
because you guys.
to.
Yeah, because you guys had enough dosage of basically Death Adder venom to paralyze them.
Yes.
And through the through the.
Don't you hate it when one of your prime BBEGs gets killed off the first time they meet him?
I mean, hey, it just shows that they were a good enough villain for you guys to really want to kill them. But nonetheless, they dealt with those fuckers. And then at that point they came back, got their reward. I'm trying to think of anything else in particular.
That was when the Enigma came in.
Indeed,
When they were dealing with
which
Bombast.
is Luna's character, who has the ability to alter her appearance as she apparently sees fit.
When they got back, that's when Aelred came.
Mm-hmm.
Bit of downtime afterwards, and now we're out exploring.
Indeed.
And the most recent event was a comet/meteor/object fell from the sky. Multiple.
Mm-hmm.
One nearest to them crashed near the mountain near the outpost.
As we had just split the party. Yeah,
Yep.
this is gonna go well.
Indeed. Now, I suppose there's only other. Well, I suppose technically two other things I would want to clarify. One, I believe that there was some other either quest or mission that have first sent you guys on the island in the first place.
Yeah.
Oh, right!
Built
We forgot
necromancer.
about that.
Yes. That was the very first session of this, which fucking ages ago.
Yeah, the necromancers are implicated in the plot
Mm-hmm.
with Torhana, and due to them wanting to capture her or something.
Yeah,
Not
there
quite
was
sure
a
yet.
there was a rumors of a cult of necromancers on the island that they were sort of to root out, while the foil, or not the foil, the cover was that they were going to deal with the pirates on the island, which was since been discovered were the Bleeding Wardens. Which, it was ultimately up to them whether they dealt with them or not, and suppose they kind
made a
of
bargain with them.
Yeah, the pirates made the decision for them.
Yeah.
There we are.
So, is there anything else that the party
forgot
recalls that they feel?
Did someone just join?
Oh, hello. We got a Luna. Oh, we had a Luna for a minute.
Oh.
Oh no.
Someone work the ham radio, quick!
Luna.
Snake?
Hello.
Naki.
I think they might have just woken up.
They might have just woken up. Let's give them a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
One other thing to mention. After slaughtering most of the pirates,
Most of the group.
we made a devil's bargain with the necromancer, who showed up immediately afterwards.
Mm-hmm. Because they were like, ooh, dead people.
Yeah, so we just gave him the bodies and these necklaces supposedly containing the souls of both Bombast and his partner.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. So yeah, which at least shows that apparently the pirates had some kind of connections and/or powerful magic items.
Yeah, and we thought it best that they don't come back, but we thought it slightly better that, they serve the necromancer as dead people than they get resurrected by the pirates and come after us.
Is there anything else that happened while we're waiting for Luna?
Samhain's coming up.
Yeah, Samhain, because currently, oh god, what day is it today in game?
It'd be
Is it
like
the
18th?
Is it the
19th?
18th?
I thought it might be the 20th. Thinking
It
about
seems
it.
a little late. Jeff, for help. I want to say it's the.
No, it is the 20th. It's the 20th.
Is it the 20th?
Yeah,
Damn, you guys.
I was
Man, we're
thinking
much later
19th,
on.
but I think the day just turned.
Yes.
Like,
Well, it's the night of the 19th going into the 20th.
yes, that's
Yeah.
what it was.
Okay. Yeah. I need to get this. I need to get the fucking calendar set up on Roll Anvil.
Seriously.
Like,
Not
it's
sponsored by
kind of
Roll
set up,
Anvil,
but
by
I
the
need
way,
to actually,
because-
like, you know, set what day is for each of them.
Hi.
Luna!
I am so sorry.
You're totally
I
fine.
was back on my. I was back on my, my local time schedule for a little bit, and I took a nap, and I guess, yeah, no, I'm sorry.
No, you're totally fine. I suppose now is
Yeah.
a good time as any for you to describe the Enigma, the character that you're currently
We
playing.
are streaming,
Oh,
by the way.
I was gonna say,
shit.
because we are live!
Hi. I'm gay.
Wow! Great start! I love that was your first instinctual reaction.
Hi, gay. I'm dad. No.
And that's their God.
Gays be like.
Hi, I'm Luna. She, her. And I play the Enigma in this game.
Indeed.
The Enigma is a changeling bard. She is, she is the prissiest bitch you'll ever meet. She can be anybody she wants to be, and
Indeed.
you know, every day she wakes up and decides to be a bitch, and I love her.
I mean, that's fair. I suppose if there's anything about what the Enigma looks like in appearance, typically.
She
Sorry, put you on the
is
spot.
incredibly pale, and she has she has white hair that is usually done up in curls in the front, but is like straight and with bangs. She dresses like an EGL doily. Sorry, not everybody might know what that means. She dresses up like an extremely gothic doily. Poofy skirt, poofy sleeves. She's always with her umbrella. She seems to cling very closely to it. To hold very, very closely to it.
Fair enough. So, I was gonna say we've already gone through the recap and intro about the basic SparkNotes version of what the party's gotten up to
Lovely.
so far.
Yes.
And
So get yourself a coffee and wake up. We'll.
Indeed, yeah. So
I'm okay. I'm good.
Yeah.
Hi.
Suppose in that case,
Let's get started an hour after we're supposed to start.
Indeed.
Get an extra hour today, right?
We'll see how it goes. We'll see where we end up going in the plot. So I suppose now that after the recap is done, let's suppose divvy out inspiration. Guess so Tabby and both Tabby and Aelred get a point of inspiration.
Hey.
Nice. So, as we last left off the party, let me get some. I suppose I won't get the. Well, actually, no. Yeah, sure. Fuck it. As we last left off the parties, where's the music? Where is my music? Shit. No, we're not. We're not playing Megalovania.
I got one. Yes.
Fuck you. Okay. There we go. This will work. As we last left off the party, as Aelred was looking up into the night sky, alongside, at least Aelred and Tabby on the shores, looking at the island, now looking up at the sky, along with now, I believe it was the Enigma who was on watch at the time.
I believe it was Lil.
Oh, it was Lily. That is correct. It
Yeah, I
was
think
Lily.
it was the two elves.
Yeah. Looking out for looking out at the through the rib cage of this massive draconic creature up into the night sky. There was this ominous streaking green celestial body, which originally was thought was to be a comet or other type of thing. However, as it passed by in front of the moon, it splintered into about 5 or 6 different other pieces, and was then coming down, proceeded to hurtle down from the sky very quickly before realizing, oh, it's heading for the island. And for a brief moment of kind of bracing for impact, everyone was woken up by a sudden boom, 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 and just like the sky cracking and the earth rumbling, almost like the sound of cannon fire. As one of those fractured pieces ended up impacting at the base of the mountain near this island here, where there is just a brief flash of fire and molten rock, before there's now just plumes of smoke going up into the sky.
Question: is it like into the direction of the outpost? Is it like where the outpost is?
The outpost is on the other side of that mountain.
Okay.
Yeah. This is the outpost is on the north-facing side. This was on the south-facing side.
Okay.
Though there was a pretty sizable impact. That at the very least it was noticeable from this far away, which was like about 10 miles away, maybe more, at least from the island.
Oh boy. Elrid's going to check on Tabby.
Yeah, Tabby, you are. Everyone is immediately awake. After hearing what sounds like 5 or 6 cannon shots, like off in the distance. Yeah. Well, yeah. For reference, currently, 2 of the party members are left on the beach. Tabby and Aelred, further down the coastline, which is the green token there. While the blue token is where the rest of all the ladies went, with the Enigma, Lily, and Amelie, all currently on like a tiny island right off the coastline. They made a raft. Actually, no, it's not a raft. They made a canoe. They made a DIY canoe out of like basically straw and wood, and paddled their way up to the island to check it out.
It's a buoy.
It's a buoy.
It's at least it's like it's a canoe rowboat looking thing, like. But yeah,
Boy,
everyone.
Tabby, put him awake.
I am awake, thank you. Tabby's kind of... When the explosion happened, Tabby did do this cartoonist jump in the air and land in the sand kind of thing. He's not very fond of loud noises, especially this loud.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, your ears are kind of ringing a little bit.
We may need to check that out. That was to the north, in the outpost direction. Want to check on that.
So much for getting sleep tonight.
I know.
I guess we should check it out.
Yeah.
All right. Should we just leave all the camping stuff here?
Yeah.
I
I will say for reference where the impact is, that's about like 9 or 10, yeah, about 10ish miles away. So it would be at least more than a day's walk to get there.
Yeah, I know. I think we should pack up. Take time, pack up, and make sure we keep everything.
Fair enough. All right.
All right. Start packing.
Okay. Yeah, it
Start
doesn't take it. Yeah. I'll say for the sake of this, because you woke up in the middle of the night, and you're getting ready, you do not get the effects of a long rest. However, you still get the effects of a short rest.
It's not like I have much to deal with.
Yeah,
Touche.
I mean, like we didn't do much during
Touche,
the previous day.
touche.
So yeah, we're fine.
Mm-hmm. Nonetheless.
It's not like we were attacked yesterday.
that you know of. No, I'm kidding. So, as the landfall group with Tabby and Aelred, Tabby and Aelred are packing up, what is the island party doing as everyone's very quickly shook awake?
So this is on the main island. We saw the thing come from the main island rather
Correct.
than...
It was on from the main island
From the
about
island
like in
that we're
this
on.
direction, at like the very edge of the mountain.
Bum bum bum.
You know, I kind of still want to check out this island. I mean, we made a raft,
After all that,
and I'm not kind of keen on having made that raft for nothing.
I hope they're okay.
I'm sure they are.
Cuts back to the other two, like everything's on fire. Oh God, why? No.
Very well, and the Enigma passes out again, keen on getting her long rest.
Fair enough.
For beauty sleep.
Well, I suppose I'll stay up, keep watch, and go to bed.
How's Amelie during all of this as they're woken up by what you thought was, what the fuck, cannons? And then you wake up, oh, there's no cannons, but there's apparently something happening on the mountain.
Amelie's just kind of looking at it and just being like, God fucking damn it, here we go again. She has no idea what it is going on again, but she knows something's going down again. And she's not pleased.
Not right now.
Fair enough. So, I presume you guys are heading back to bed?
Yep, nothing to see here.
Okay, fair enough. I'll say in that case, Lily, as you're continuing basically your third watch at this point, roll me a perception check.
Oh boy.
11. Yeah, all that you can really note looking out, you know, because of course your attention is drawn to the massive plumes of smoke coming from the base of the mountain. There's almost like now that it's getting closer to like the sort of morning sun, at least you're starting to see a bit of the glow on the horizon. The smoke almost had this kind of like almost like a lichen, like whitish green kind of tinge, or like like there's like a slight greenish tinge to the smoke
Okay.
from what you can see. As for what the hell that means,
I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's obviously aliens. Is one of my inspiration gone?
not yet.
Somebody just fucking... I know we can't do it on stream, but somebody just fucking play the fucking X-Files theme.
Yeah, just no.
It's actually pretty good.
Thank you. Apparently, I'm good at whistling. But yeah, so I suppose as the landfall group is getting a bit of a head start, who's navigating and who's scouting?
Tabby, what's your survival?
It's 0. I don't have any advantage in any.
You're not. Not persuasion or not. Sorry, not persuasion. Perception or.
I have a
survival?
2 in perception, but nothing.
All
in
right, then.
survival.
Okay, you can probably scout. I'll navigate.
All
Okay.
right.
All right. In that case, Aelred, if you'd like to roll navigation, and Tabby go scouting. Also, which direction you guys are going?
I think we're going north. Like due north.
Okay. Basically towards like going along the coastline. Okay.
Yeah, going along the coastline to make sure it's easier on us.
Yeah. We'll
We've been through these paths before. It shouldn't be like somewhat like.
True,
we
but
would've-
still, we don't want to get lost in the predominant.
Right, I was gonna say this is there haven't been roads out here or anything, so it is still
Okay,
possible
that
to
makes-
get lost.
That makes sense, right? Alright, so perception.
Yep.
And then navigation. Okay. Let me double check something real quick.
We're dead now, aren't we?
No! Maybe. No!
You would never, maybe. No!
No.
Time will tell.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Dead when you set foot on the island.
Oh, I suppose actually that's another thing I should check on in a moment. Because I should probably actually
Then
check what the
suddenly a
weather
deadly landslide.
No. I was supposed to say, you guys aren't near mountain. Should probably also check what the hell the weather is going to be for today. 'Cause that's important to note. Actually, you know what, Ailerid? Roll me a D100.
A D100, okay.
Mm-hmm.
73.
73. You actually do note as it's the sky is starting to come up. Luckily, it's not a red sky, but nonetheless, you actually do note as it goes on, you can notice the wind starting to pick up, and you can kind of feel like the wind rustling in your hair, and the trees softly swaying as it continues on, and
Is it like coming into the direction from the whatever that thing was that dropped from the sky? Or is it heading towards it? Or
Let
is it
me
not?
actually check.
Or do we need to roll to see if that is?
The wind is traveling in a southerly direction,
Okay, alright.
so away from the mountain.
Alright.
Yeah, so. Either way, you guys are at least, as much as there is some, forested kind of region, you're mostly just kind of staying along the coastline. So it's, not too difficult to keep your way. And you can at least keep an eye out, like, from the island, where you... actually, from here, Tabby can at least see the faintest hint of a smoke trail. Or at least of a smoke, trail going up into the sky from the island. So at least that shows that there's probably either a camp somewhere on the island, presumably them, if not something else out there. But nonetheless, at least so far...
I'm assuming the girls made it alive.
One can hope.
So, I suppose then at this rate, as the sun is starting to creep across the horizon and it starts going towards morning, that is when the long rest of for Tabby, damn, for Lily, Lily, the Enigma, and Amelie.
Lovely. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Oh.
Yeah, good.
Very well.
Yeah, you look back over to where the mountain is, and you can see that some of the smoke has started to die down a bit, but there is still at least a noticeable, line of grayish green, kind of on the horizon.
That doesn't look good still.
No, I can't agree that it does. With that being said, there's much more of this island that we still need to explore. How do you wish to proceed?
Good question. We could make for inland. See what's the island, then trace the coast.
Very well. Let's continue then. No point in wasting time. We do need to get back to them. As soon as possible.
Oh no, they don't know where we are.
I'm sure everything will be just fine. Nothing
Beautiful.
possibly go wrong.
Cut to 2 days later, half of the party is dead.
Editor's note. It wasn't.
Bum bum bum
No.
ba-da-da-dum-da-dum.
Yeah, as now it starts going into morning, I suppose we'll move on to the, actually we'll go back and forth between, land and sea group. Going back to Tabby and Ailerid, what's the next step
I
of the
think
venture?
northeast.
Okay. In that case, Ailerid, survival, Tabby, perception. Soft 20. Beautiful.
Pretty nice.
More than. Luckily, it's not too hard to find. As you're getting this. It's not as straight. What's the word?
It's a not Innsmouth.
Like a very thin strip of land.
Oh God, I can't remember what it's called.
Is it an isthmus? Hang on.
It might be an Innsmouth.
Isthmus?
Oh God. Someone in Twitch is probably streaming. It's this, you idiot.
Yeah. Okay, it is an isthmus because Panama is an isthmus.
Okay. Yes. That's okay.
Yeah. So it isn't this tiny isthmus.
I was getting confused because also Lovecraft.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that's Innsmouth.
Yeah, that's Innsmouth.
Yeah, that's Shadow over Innsmouth. Which I suppose could be apt. No.
Creepy ass book.
Oh God, yeah. Anyway. Lovecraft is whack. In various ways. But yeah, as you guys continue along, going along kind of the western coastline, but still, kind of just going along this isthmus. God, I cannot say that word right. This isthmus, just kind of going along the sand. You can still kind of make out, at least where that little moat of little trail of smoke is on the island, and at the very least, the fire still seems to be going. Otherwise, right. You don't see any current threats around you. At the very least, there's no giant crabs or monsters coming out of the water. There's the occasional seashell and maybe like piece of bone or something else or driftwood that occasionally catches your eye. However,
we don't
there
hear like
no...
a crab rave going on, or
unfortunately, no.
Alright.
Yeah. As you got, otherwise, this trek of the adventure continues fairly uneventfully.
All right.
Next up, sea crew. What's your guys' expedition doing during the phase of the morning?
I think just look around the island more, around in the perimeter that we're in.
Okay. Alright, I suppose in that case, I'll allow for one person to be, for the purposes of scouting, to roll me a perception check. If anyone else, if anyone else has proficiency, they can make it at advantage.
Proficiency?
Yeah. If anyone else has proficiency in perception, the scout in question could make it at advantage.
Yeah. I'll assist. I get a +2. I don't think that's the highest.
I have a 3 in perception.
Do you have proficiency?
I do.
You have a +3, Amelie?
Yeah, and I have proficiency, I think.
Okay.
What is your total, though?
Hang on.
It should just say on your character sheet what your perception mod is. Under skills.
Oh, duh.
Yep, it's +3. Yep, it's +3. You have proficiency.
Okay.
Okay. For some, my wisdom, I think my total is still higher than yours because my wisdom is okay.
Oh,
That
sorry.
makes sense.
Oh, okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, either way, wait, Lily, you said you had
16.
proficiency in perception?
Yeah,
No,
Lily.
Okay.
she did not. Oh, she did? Oh, okay.
Oh, in that case, then it's a 16. Amelie, as you're just kind of keeping an eye out, at this point, you're kind of seeing, like, what you originally thought were just white rocks, you were kind of noticing now might, kind of jutting out of the ground, might be either pieces or splinters of, bone. Just kind of like you see another. And now you're kind of looking around at like where this rib cage is, like kind of like at the sort of like southern side of the hill. What you originally thought was just kind of like a massive like just kind of rocky outcropping, or like an obelisk just kind of jutting out of the hill. You realize now, is that a sword?
Sword?
Oh no!
Like it almost looks like it's either like in like the shape of it's almost either encased in rock or some other material.
How large is it?
From what's jutting out of the ground, at least, probably at least about like 12 feet in length.
Holy cow!
Okay. I would like to pull it out.
Good
I would
luck.
like to grab it. I would like it.
It's probably about the thickness of a tree trunk. This rock shaped, like basically how I can describe it, it looks like almost like a where you presume looking where now the skull was. Looking at where the ribcage is in correlation to this, like, it's basically looks like this outcropping of rock that you realize now is kind of in the shape of a sword. Like, you can kind of make out, like, a sort of jutting T section that might have been, like, the guard, and like, the handle going up. Basically at the very, like, tip of this, rocky outcropping. Almost like it's either encased in stone or something else, like, solidified or encased around it.
Interesting.
The Enigma is gonna attempt. Do you think it's reasonable for the Enigma to even attempt to help her pull this out?
How is everyone helping to try to pull this massive fucking rock-encased sword out of the ground?
I mean,
sword
just
to the ground.
right? Wait, I have a miner's pick.
You do.
Oh,
Could attempt to
lovely.
use it to pick the rock around it.
All right. Roll an athletics check with advantage to at least start digging out some of it.
Who has decent athletics?
I have a 3.
I have a 1.
Amelie?
I have 3.
That's you then.
Okay.
Okay. 22. Yeah, as you just go and take one swing and crack into it, you realize now as the sort of like rockier kind of exterior kind of starts to basically turn to like gravel and dust and sort of slot off. You're looking underneath and you can see sort of a more paler ivory tone to the blade, and you realize you're not sure if that's metal. That's actually a bone sword.
Ooh.
That was presumably either buried into the skull of this, draconic creature, which you presume is deeper down into the earth, or something else along those lines. A massive, actually, you know what? I'll just give it to you. With the perception checks from earlier, like just kind of comparing the tone of color between the blade and like what was like the open ribcage. You think that was a dragon bone greatsword, effectively. A massive dragon bone greatsword. Like it's about the blade itself is about as wide as you.
So would it be possible to use the pick to get it out, or as you kind of start, with the athletics check of 22, as you just start digging like around like where the base of this is, you realize the blade goes deeper. great? I don't think we want to start a whole mining operation here.
You'd probably be here for a better half of the day, basically digging out enough to just dislodge it.
Can I estimate the value of this sword, though?
The hell would this be? Investigation?
Ooh, I can do that.
15.
Anything you can do, I can do better.
It's pretty hard to tell whether or not this was originally like a magic item of some kind that lost its, luster, or, was just a dragon bone, a giant dragon bone greatsword of some persuasion that was unearthed. At the very least, this could definitely be considered a historical, artifact or relic of some kind. So from there, how much money that would be worth, you'd basically have to go to a curator or, some museum, person.
Okay, so if we were to get it out, how are we getting it back?
Good question!
I don't think that will fit in the bag.
Yeah, I will say, looking at this, like, because also the hilt and the guard of this thing are fucking massive. If you're estimating about the full size of this blade based off of, like, the taper, it's probably about, like, 16, maybe 17, 18 feet long. From hilt, from the pommel to the blade, from the tip of the blade.
Okay, still, that's like...
That's a big boy.
That's more of a pike than a sword. My god, that's like a giant's great sword. Sorry, wait, I'm not there.
I don't think it's possible to take this with us at the moment, but we could come back for it.
Yeah, you need to get a full fucking like horse and cart and fucking, you need a team of workers to get this thing out. This could probably even just be considered a fucking like archaeological dig site at this rate. Like you have a dragon skeleton over here, you have this massive fuck you sword, like something happened here.
Would we know? Could I infer that this sword was probably made for something not human? For something much larger than human?
With how fucking massive it is, it would have to be at least a large creature, if not bigger. Unless you're Kratos, or someone who's fucking jacked as a medium creature to even lift
Using
this thing.
anime logic, you can use it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, then I suppose we're done here, maybe?
Hang on, what was the... Okay, it was a 15. I'll say, after, taking a moment to look at this sword and kind of, like, digging around it, at this point, Lily, you're kind of seeing, like, you see signs of, like, another, kind of sphere of light, kind of along the shoreline, or kind of in the hillside, and another, until you realize you're pretty sure just dotted around even just the beaches and the rocks, there's bones everywhere.
Bones?
At the very least, fragments of bone.
Are any of them humanoid sized?
Any of them what? What was that, sorry?
Humanoid creatures? Bones?
Of
A regular medium creature?
a regular humanoid creature, it's hard. I mean, it's hard to really say. They're like, some of them almost look like massive bone plates, or just portions of a bone, or something along those lines. Like, they can, sometimes some of them are just like small splinters, like maybe about like an inch or two length, compared to like one that you realize what you thought was just a large rock is probably about a bone, probably at least like 2.5, 3 feet in diameter. That it could be part of, I don't know, skull, a clavicle, like some sort of bone plate or a thinner section.
Okay.
You're pretty sure a lot of larger creatures in some manner died here.
Probably chalk this up as archaeological dig site and move on.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that's your guys' morning. Going on into the afternoon. Ale-ridden Tabby, how y'all folks doing?
Still, I've been on the trail for a long, long time. Da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Cracks Ale right in the back of the head.
Ow, hey.
all right, who's navigating, who's scouting?
I think we're just gonna keep it the same.
All
Tabby,
Second verse, same as the first.
Heading north, I presume.
Yep. Did we roll? Do we both roll 14s?
Yeah, we
Yes,
did.
we did.
Indeed. So, with a 14, I believe that's fine. Going along. Going along and further into the forest.
Should we clear that one hexagon? Because that's still bugging me.
I mean, we had got it marked down. Once we get back
right, it's marked
to
down.
town.
Once you guys get back to town, you can get it basically properly charted in. Like you can see them, like you can see the black markings where the island and the coastline are. Yeah. So, continuing on, now that you guys are basically heading slowly further and further away from the coast and heading into the forest proper. Hear a motorcycle outside. No. Sorry.
What? We didn't hear anything.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I just heard a motorcycle just outside, and I just wasn't sure if that came up on the mic.
God.
Thank God, apparently, because apparently I got a good mic. Shit, what was I about to say? Forest, yes. As you're kind of getting closer now, at least, probably about like only a third of the days away towards the base of this mountain. At this point, you're kind of looking around and seeing like the forest. You're realizing is oddly quiet. Like, you're not sure as if like whether it was the initial shockwave at this point, and like a lot of animals end up dying off, or what the situation is, or all of the animals just fucking took off and ran. But it's there aren't as many. You don't hear as many birds as you might expect. You don't hear as much life within the forest as you might have expected.
While I'm navigating, can I just look for dead creatures that, not like eaten creatures that were killed by other creatures? Just
I'll say Tabby's perception that could be handled.
Okay.
Because you guys are kind of like communicating periodically as this goes on. Tabby, as you're kind of looking around, you do see the occasional there's a couple dead birds off and on here and there, like one or two squirrels. It looks like maybe a handful of them have been eaten at and partially like scavenged. However, a decent chunk of them were fairly like either barely touched or untouched. Mostly smaller-ish animals, by the looks of it.
If Tabby hasn't already, he's gonna pull his mask up.
Okay.
It's actually not a bad idea. Wait, I don't have a mask. Shit.
It's out of paranoia and slight
That's fair.
concern.
Do I feel any different?
Dealing with dead bodies.
Going in closer to this thing. Do I feel any different?
I mean, if you look up to one, or like look down at one, the Tabby points out. I mean, it doesn't smell great.
Okay, but like, there's no like smell or anything. Like it's, like like a deadly like a gas or.
Yeah, you don't sense any like particular miasma, or at least there's nothing radiating off of the corpse.
I don't know if it's you. I don't know if it's you, Elrid, but let's be careful the closer we get to this thing.
Yeah. We can't see the island now, can we?
At this point, it's you can't see the other coastline. It's you're surrounded by forest.
Okay. I'd say we wait for the rest of them here.
Okay.
Maybe get an early start to the night and hopefully sleep this off.
Okay. I'll say in that case.
I'm asking Tabby just to see if he agrees.
That's fair. That's fair.
At how much distance left is to the mountain?
You'd probably be able to make it to the base of the mountain by nightfall, but.
I think we should wait.
Yeah, agreed. Let's set up
strengthen numbers to an unknown foe.
Okay.
We don't even know if it's a foe yet. It's just something. I don't know.
All right.
Let's try and find somewhere where we can.
Yeah, we'll try.
Perhaps they can find us.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. In that case, I'll say Aelred if you want to roll another survival check to see if you can find a place for shelter for the night.
All right.
15. Let me actually take a moment to look at that then. Now I need to pull up more documents and tabs. Hooray!
Life of the DM, everyone.
Yay! I need God. If I could get a fucking second monitor, that would be wonderful.
Whenever I'm doing it, all my notes are handwritten.
Well, oh, all right, look. fucking hipster over here doing their physical notes by hand.
I wrote notes before they were cool.
Beautiful. Let me take a look. See here.
I don't know. I'm enjoying my dual monitor setup.
Well,
Some of
good
us
for
can't
you.
afford it,
No.
Urban and more, why don't you?
So yeah, because you guys are currently in the forest at this rate. With a 15, yeah, you're actually able to find kind of like this decent little rocky alcove, kind of surrounded by trees, and it's pretty good at actually protecting from the elements. You managed to find an advanced shelter.
Oh, nice.
Job,
An advanced shelter, it can help protect from the wind, rain, snow, and other environmental features, as well as also help regulate temperature. And
I did
provide
a
at least some
thing.
defense. And some defense against
Did
wild
it.
creatures.
Did a thing.
Alright, so. Then I suppose that's the noon party. The land noon party. Actually, wait. Hang on.
It was afternoon.
It was afternoon. Yeah, sorry. Actually, yeah, it would be. Sorry, this would be afternoon. So yeah, for as these guys are setting up camp, that's when it's getting towards nightfall. Then
Too
for
bad there
then
ain't
for
no
the
hot
sea
spring.
party. Hilarious. Back to the sea party as it's getting towards afternoon. What are you guys doing?
Do we feel as if there's anything else to explore, or is that kind of it?
With what small group you have here, unless you want to just start picking at it. Though for if you want to help
So-
if you want to get up everything that's here, you'd probably need like a proper expedition, like excavation team out here.
Yeah, but like nothing else to explore, right? Nothing else to go.
Nothing
look
surface
and
level.
see.
From the most that you
Oh,
could tell,
God.
there were a lot of creatures that died here, presumably either some sort of slaughter or battlefield or whatever the scenario may be.
The Enigma looks at Lily and Amelie. Well, I suppose it's time we return to the men. I can't believe they. I can't think they've done too horribly without us. But who knows?
Yeah. They're probably sitting on their bums waiting for us to get back.
Man,
Actually, that is one thing I will also note. Oh right, shit, we haven't covered this. Aelred, are you trying to start a fire?
Well, I suppose that's probably the best way for them to see us,
Fair enough.
given that
I hate
we're...
the way that sentence was phrased.
Yeah, I know.
I don't like that.
I don't like that
Okay.
either, but it's the most
Well, okay.
logical
The
thing
reason
to do.
why I say that is that I realized if you wanted to start a fire, you guys actually would have needed to gather survival materials to start that fire.
In the middle.
Well, we can do
Oh,
that during the day. Like, we can probably do that while it's starting to get dark.
Still
That's fine.
Still
yeah.
light out. Some
Yeah.
light.
All right. I'll say then for the sake of this, either Aelred or Tabby doing some prospecting work during the night, during the beginnings of the night. This would be fucking. Where is it?
Why does it sound like Ambrose? Hi there.
Oh, hey there! What? Hey, I see y'all are trying to build a shelter. Can I help? No.
It's like it's like the oh god, I can't like paperclip.
Yeah, it's Clippy.
Clippy, yes.
God, if there is ever a game, and or something else made from this, if Ambrose was the fucking tutorial NPC, I would be so down for it.
I mean,
Like-
yeah, oh, you guys have not met Ambrose yet. We're gonna have to introduce
Oh,
you.
make
God.
Ambrose the reliable narrator.
That too. So yeah, in that case, roll for me a Where the fuck is it? Oh, it's a survival check.
Then I can do that. Probably
Okay.
the better of the two.
Okay. 9.
Shouldn't be that difficult.
Unfortunately.
Yeah,
Let me actually check, because that might be barely not enough. Shit, where is it? Oh, here it is. Yeah, unfortunately with a 9, as it's getting closer and closer to dark, even with your dark vision, it's hard to find really much materials to actually start a fire that's not like, like very fresh, vegetation or wood. Surprisingly, at least not a lot that you're able to find, unfortunately.
Wait a minute, don't I have a spell that can help with this? Oh, no, it's not. I thought I had like a light cantrip.
Fortunately not. Wait, I thought you did.
Yeah, I thought I did, because I'm a sun elf.
Yeah.
No, you chose prestidigitation, I thought.
Oh yeah,
Hold
because
on,
you
I'm
would.
gonna pull up my D&D character sheet, because...
Did we forget to put your cantrips on here?
Yeah, I think we did.
Oh, like, paladins normally don't get cantrip, but like because you are technically a high elf, you would at least get
Yeah,
one
technically
cantrip.
high elf. I would get one cantrip. And
I
I think...
forget if you chose prestidigitation or light.
Oh no, wait, no. I'm thinking of a different character. I took prestidigitation.
Ah, okay. Either way, I'll still add that to your character sheet just for.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
No, that's good. That's good.
I have attempted to find stuff with him, or
You could have made an advantage if he tried to.
Yeah, I'll say if you have proficiency with survival, you would be able to give advantage.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry.
okay.
Or if you want to make, if not, you can, for the sake of this, because you guys aren't going anywhere, I'll allow it. Making it as a survival. This would be Tabby's. This would be Tabby.
Yeah, Tabby doing it.
I better not find that frickin' stick again.
Well, congratulations, you do find a stick, as well as multiple sticks, to potentially start a fire. As you actually find... roll for me... 2d6 plus your con mod.
Excuse me?
This is how much material you're able to gather.
Oh, so... This plus 2.
Oh
my god.
You barely managed to find enough to start a fire.
How?
As you get 4 survival materials. Which I believe for a standard campfire, I think it actually takes 4.
Bare minimal. Okay, cool.
Uh-huh.
We are.
Yeah.
We're dead.
You guys are both city boys, so trying to say like, is this good for a fire? I don't know. Is this like
What
do we
is
use
outside?
do we use leaves? Like both of you are scratching your heads like, how the fuck do we do this?
It's like we're having trouble building an IKEA set.
Yeah, exactly. Oh no, sorry. It's 2 units for a campfire, 4 for a bonfire, which is the bigger one.
How did you build... Why is the table upside down?
The table.
Yeah, I'll say, if you want to build a campfire, let me actually also put the shelter upgrades, because you can also build your own shelters out in the middle of the wilderness. I'll put it in the private archives. Boop. So a campfire. Campfire. Both of these will last for about 6 hours. However, once lit, it burns for 6 hours. And for a campfire, every unit of wood, which could include survival materials, thrown into the campfire increases it for another 2 hours. Or for a bonfire, increases it by an additional hour because bigger fire.
Yeah.
So we have about 10 hours worth of fire.
All right.
If I'm thinking of that correctly.
Wait,
with a standard campfire, or 8 for a bigger bonfire.
How much
which
does
would
a campfire take?
What was that?
How much materials does it cost to make a campfire?
It costs
The
2.
2 wood.
Two survival
So, would you
materials.
just take 2 campfires, one after the other, and get 12 hours?
Theoretically. Okay, actually, hang on. That's not how it's meant to work, unfortunately.
Something about the math isn't right.
Okay, yeah, hang on. Yeah, no. For the sake of this, you can only have 1 campfire. Like survival materials includes like more than just whatever. All right, look, bite me.
That's our Lily.
Trying to make game mechanics here. It would, yeah. What the initial materials would last for 6 hours, though. After that, you need to add another unit for another 2 hours.
All right.
Fuck you.
Okay, so I think we'll just make a campfire. We won't do a bonfire.
Okay.
We don't have the materials for it.
All right. Yeah. In that case, for now, it would last for about. I presume you're either adding another unit to just add to the fire, so it lasts for the entire night.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You're not here with us. You can't agree.
Sorry,
Alright.
no. I
Fair
am
enough.
zooted.
You're good. Back to the now. After you, it only takes about 15 minutes to set up the fireplace, or the fire pit. And for finally back to the other team. Back to the aquatic team. As it's afternoon going into evening. Now what is the party doing?
Heading back to the campsite, of course.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll say,
Alright.
who's navigating, who's scouting, and is anyone doing any other things?
Well, we're rowing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if scouting is something that can be done.
You could do it on a boat.
Can I search
Someone could be
the
a
old
lookout.
on boat?
What do I use my navigator tools for? Because I'll do whatever that is.
That would be for navigation. Also, someone has to row.
I remember the Enigma last time because I have pitiful strength.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Enigma can row.
For my
Materials.
From the boat. Unless this would include like basically landing along the coastline and gathering stuff, but because you guys are in like a little inlet. So in this case, technically, yes, I would allow it, though that would mean that Lily isn't in the boat.
Well, I can just be looking at the water through the boat, right, and just magic missile. See, it can't miss, so it doesn't matter about refraction.
That would be more fishing using magic missile, technically. That also uses spell slots.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Do you want?
If it's for exotic fish, I'm okay with it.
Do you want to go magic missile fishing?
Yeah, I want to go magic missile fishing for exotic fish.
This is gonna be
all right.
like
Okay.
fishing.
I have one question.
Like
What
lizards.
what attribute is for my navigation tool?
That would be wisdom.
Thank you.
I heard a redneck fishing, but what the hell?
Kane.
9.
Jesus.
Hang on one moment, please.
No.
All right.
Hate that phrase to this day.
Actually, it would be slightly different. Okay, so eventually, as Amelie, well, actually, also second off, the Enigma, if you'd like to scout. Oh no, sorry, the Enigma's rowing.
Yes.
Wait, who's scouting? Or is anyone scouting actually?
No one.
Okay, cool.
This is fine.
All right, so actually, sorry, the Enigma. If you could roll me athletics.
Very well. 1 second.
As you rowing the boat gently down the stream.
Lock on
Uh,
mode,
and-
tactical mode, United States Marines.
Oh, what?
What?
Oh,
Sorry, no, that was just a meme I saw years ago. I loved it.
I'm gonna need that one for later.
something Marines. I just realized actually. There's a bit- there
I'll
we go.
try and post it in the Discord a little later.
Fair enough. Shit, what was it? Looking for. Here we go.
Should I do that now?
So, roll for me a survival check to see how much food you could gather on the water.
But I was looking mainly
who
for
does that?
exotic fish. So, like, fish that could be used for, non-food, potentially.
Sorry, could you say that again?
Yeah, like fish that could be used for alchemy ingredients, or something like that.
Oh, actually, you
What?
could look for alchemical supplies while in the water, because there are some aquatic materials, as well as stuff closer-ish to the beach than my gun so far.
Yeah.
In that case, this would be a nature check.
Nature.
16.
Not bad.
In that case, now I have to pull up another table. God damn. I need to put these all in one document. That would be smart. In that case, roll for me a d6.
Rolling d6. 2.
2. Give me a moment. So, as you guys are getting closer-ish to to making landfall, kind of along the coast, you actually do see basically after you guys land on the coast and kind of there's like a tide pool kind of ish nearby. There's this strange mud kind of along the coast that reflects the light from slowly like reflects some of the like noonday sun. And seems to have almost like this mirror-like reflective kind of quality, and also is faintly glowing.
Do I recognize this as anything?
Apparently this is a substance called chromatic mud.
Okay. What?
It can be used to create bombs as well as elixirs.
Okay.
Is it radioactive?
How much can I harvest?
You can get 1 unit.
Okay.
Alright, so this
By the way, are they where we were originally, or like the original?
yeah.
camp, or
As
are
you
they-
make your way up to the where you recall that the along the the southern tip of the island, going towards the coast, you look on the coastline. You don't see a camp.
Okay.
You don't see where Tabby and Lily, or not Lily, Tabby and Aelred went, or if
don't look like a
they don't
girl.
see them anywhere.
Do I?
No.
What?
Nothing.
Those mother catfish.
Oh, Lord.
Well, I think I know where they're going. There's only one place that makes sense, right?
Yeah, back home.
They're going to whatever meteor thing struck. I mean, that or they're going home, but... I mean, they're not Kansas, right?
I'm gonna go with the meteor, the mountain, whatever the hell we're going towards.
Well, I suppose let's make our way there.
Make it away.
Make it away. Okay. Yeah, there. So, suppose in that case, is the party setting up camp for the night anywhere?
Well, it's getting evening now, or...
Yeah, it's evening. It's at this point, it's basically you guys spent your evening going, getting towards
Sure.
the coast, the shoreline, and now it's basically sunset, going closer to night.
I think we can.
But we're still in the water.
You guys are in the. You guys have reached like the southern coast. It's not the southern coast, like the coastline of the mainland. Wait, it's
Yeah,
still in the
our
same
old-
tile, but nonetheless.
I think we can push forward towards the campsite.
Yeah, we can push forward, try to track him.
Mm-hmm.
Catch up with him.
Now, are you going by land or by boat?
By land, I think.
Okay. We'll
Yeah.
say you guys dredge up the boat along the shoreline, and I'll mark that you guys, we'll make it a, blue would look a little weird on the water. Actually, yeah, we'll just make a bright blue. Nope, that looks dumb. Shit. I'm trying to make a convincing looking boat. Eh.
How do boat?
Beautiful. Boat.
There you go.
How adorable.
Nice.
Amazing.
Beautiful.
That is the tile that the boat's left on. Technically, it's on the coast, but like, we're working with limited space.
Screw it.
Did you guys tie it up, or?
We put it on shore, probably. You know?
Yeah, like basically dragging it up for like further up on the shore so it doesn't, get cast back out.
enough.
Yeah.
So yeah, congratulations, you left your dinghy. Suppose in that case now it's getting closer to nightfall. Are Aelred and or Tabby taking any watches?
I can trance, so
Okay.
I'll probably take maybe the first and last watch.
Okay. That works. Alright,
Need
so I
to get my
suppose in that
snooze.
So I suppose in that case, Aelred, if you'd like to roll a perception check.
Oh boy, let's see. Oh, still in cells. Hold on.
Oh, someone good there. Sounds like they had a time.
No,
I can't drink water. It's
Oh,
impossible. It always goes down the wrong tube.
damn,
mm,
damn, that's rough, buddy. 19. Now, as you're just kind of keeping an ear out, after having helped us, after Tabby and Aelred set up the campfire and set up their bedrolls to sleep in this little alcove, kind of in the side of the mountain, or not the side of the mountain, side of the hill. You do hear a noise. It's fairly faint and sounds distant. However, you still at least hear this.
When you dare.
I'm sorry, what the fuck?
what the
What?
Thanks, I hate it.
It's a big, large that's purring.
It sounds like whatever it is, it's you hear faintly off in the distance but with every deep vroom. Oh shit! As I hit my mic, you can almost kind of like very faintly feel this reverberation.
Anything I can do for this? No, I don't think that's enough distance for detect magic or detect evil and good.
Yeah, at this it sounds like it's at the very least miles away.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna keep an ear out for anything if it sounds like it's getting louder or if it's getting farther distant.
So, suppose in
Also
that
forgotten
case,
how many prepared spells I can have.
oh, it's oh god, hang on.
Sorry.
I believe it's half your paladin level rounded down. Hang on.
Yeah,
Let me
plus your charisma mod.
Plus charisma mod. Let me
Alright.
look at spellcasting.
Down,
Yep, equal to your charisma mod plus half your paladin level rounded down.
So 1. Okay, yeah, thank you. I'll do it.
You're good. Okay.
Silent.
So in that case, back to Team Blue. What are you guys doing after you dredge up the boat?
I think we're gonna try to make our way towards the campsite.
Okay. I suppose you guys are heading northeast.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep.
In that case, navigator roll survival, and/or navigator's tools. Which I suppose that'll be Amelie. Amelie navigator's tools. If anyone is scouting, that would also, that would be
I'll
rolling
scout.
perception. Okay.
I'll look for ingredients.
I'll scout.
Okay, that's a
Oh, so
9.
Dane, my navigator tools are ass today.
Then can I roll nature to look for alchemy?
I
Ooh.
am so sorry.
Duality.
Lily, I
Your
suppose,
genders.
sure. Roll me knowledge nature 21, damn. Okay. Suppose in that case, roll me another d6. shit.
Woo! 6. Whatever that is.
Okay, so I have good news and I have potentially upsetting news.
Yes.
As you're kind of continuing along the coastline, kind of following along the team, kind of following along behind the group, kind of sifting out for anything. You rolled a 6, which that is. You have found, if I can get the description, you find it's this dense shrub up to about 8 feet tall, with several canes growing in large clumps. This shrub produces a green fruit filled with a thick paste which is used in alchemy. It's slime thimbleberry.
Slime thimbleberry.
It get
alright.
You get about 1 unit's worth of it, and then you can get about actually, hang on. Let me double check. Yep, yeah. It can be used in oils as well as elixirs.
Okay. What was the chromatic mud used for again? It was elixirs and...
Elixirs and bombs.
Got it.
Also, I would probably say for this, you'd actually, how many you'd be having to put each of these in vials, just for reference.
Yeah, I'll
Sorry.
decrease my vials by 2.
Okay.
Also, Tabby, we should drop down water skin and rations.
Mm-hmm.
We forgot to do that.
Yep. Also, probably the other same with the other group as they're going on into the night, going into presumably morning.
Yep.
So the bad news then, I'll say, is that as Lily, you're just trying to lead the pack and continue forward. You realized after a certain point that you were that the coastline is on the right side of you rather than the left side, meaning you've been heading south this whole time.
Oh, God. I'll notify us, the rest, and we'll turn around, I guess.
Yeah. Afterward, you realize that Amelie and the Enigma are none the fucking wiser. After a moment, they realize, wait, oh shit. As at this point, the sun has fully set, and now it's getting into night.
Well,
Now
alright.
it's going to take an entire day for them to get back. Well, alright.
Want to continue going or set up?
We can set up camp.
Agreed.
All
Okay.
right, Amelie, if you want. All right, Amelie, this would take a proper survival check to look for shelter. Some potential shelter from at least some of the other elements.
I can roll survival.
Okay.
Yeah, my survival's 1.
What?
You know,
My
turns
God.
out while you're looking around at the beach, all you can really see is just kind of sand and rocks, and you're not really finding anything. There's
If you want to use one of my inspiration points, you can.
God, that's a double
There's
nat
I would
one.
like
No,
one.
I got this. I can do it. I have mold earth. I'll just make a giant wall for us.
I don't think the sand will stay.
Yeah, but we can move, like, to dirt, right? Move, like, 12 feet inland.
Do I not have a tent in my...
You guys do have tents. That is another thing.
Okay.
So basically, you guys would be able to set up tents. However, they wouldn't, you know... I was wondering if there's any extra protection that you could gather from stuff like this.
We'll be fine with tents, I guess.
We'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. They'll mostly protect from the wind and rain. Which also note it's been fairly windy over the past day, as this was going on.
Day 36 without the girls. Our desperation is getting to a fever pitch.
Mm-hmm. And
You stay the fuck away from me.
mm-hmm. I suppose either way, as it continues on, you know what? How about the Enigma? Roll me a D100.
Okay, 1 second.
91.
91.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
I said that as a joke. I didn't mean for...
Now, as you guys are continuing on, as the other group is starting to set up camp, and the other group is starting to... Well, actually, both groups are setting up camp. One within the woods up further north, the other on the beach. You notice that the chill, the sort of like soft, like cool chill to the air actually starts to disappear. And it's actually starting to get warm.
What does this mean?
Unnaturally
Can I make a check to
warm?
determine what this means?
This isn't good. This isn't good at all.
Roll me just a survival check. Or either survival or knowledge nature, for the sake of this.
Why am I rolling so bad?
Weird weather patterns?
I'm gonna make my own separate roll.
Sure.
Nature.
11. I mean, from what you can tell, basically, like, it just seems to be a weird, like... It doesn't seem to be magical or any sort of unnatural, well, as unnatural it can be kind of effect. It just seems that, you know, surprisingly enough, it's, as much as it's getting closer to winter, occasionally there is the weird, you know, pulse of warmth. Like, one day it might be 80 degree, not 80 degrees. One day it might be like 30 degrees out, but then the next day for some reason it's like, up in the 60s or 70s.
Are you taking today as reference?
Yeah.
Okay, listen here. Alright, yeah. Alright.
There you go. So, for the sake of weather aspects, it's slowly turning to scorching heat. Which is a very low chance of happening, but nonetheless.
Is there a noon wraith nearby or something?
Luckily, you don't hear or see any signs of it, so no, it's just very warm. So, so then, for going on with back to the, going back to the land group, going on into midnight, as I presume Tabby is being woken up.
Yep, Tabby's. Yep, and I'm going into my trance.
Okay. Alright, in that case, Tabby, I'd like you to roll a perception check. Natural 20. Now, it's less that you hear it first and more that you smell it on the wind. It smells awful. It smells basically like low tide. Like, it's the smell of, like, almost like decay and, like, rotten fish and seaweed. And, like, that sort of, like, smell. Before you realize...
And that's why I pulled my mask up.
Before you realize the smell is getting stronger, and now at this point you hear, similarly to what Aelred heard...
Is like the fronts of our like alcove covered, or is there like just a big hole?
It is like, I mean, it's effectively like a cave. It's like a cave opening, you know, in the side of the hill.
Right.
And whatever that sound and smell is getting louder and stronger, presumably it's heading in this direction.
Is there anything about the cave that stands out, or is it just a normal alcove?
It's a fairly standard alcove. There's like, I mean, there is like a one or two trees kind of in front of it that at least provides like some kind of cover, but like it's, you know, it is somewhat like it is for just for description. It's kind of basically in the side of the hill, and then in front of it there is like a little bit of a valley. So there is like an incline of like, you know, sort of like of hills kind of around it with some trees. So it is somewhat hidden, though. At this rate, if it's coming this way, you look down at the fire that's, you know, creating a smoke trail up to the sky. It may or may not either see or sense it.
Okay, so that works out to what I was thinking. I'm gonna take the rest of my water skin and douse the flame.
Okay. Yep. You pour everything out, and it takes a bit to like stamp out like the smolders, but eventually it's a.
And guess what? I bought another.
Good thing about the backup. So yeah.
On you.
There is a sudden, you know, hiss and crack of steam going up into the air.
Aelred opens one eye just to, and then closes it back.
Yeah, and
Taking note.
the fire has been successfully put out.
Hopefully the smoke trail will be gone by the time it gets around here.
And
Is
I'll
there
say
anything
for-
I can... Do I have anything that can make like a makeshift mask for Aelred?
I mean, you could maybe like cut off a strip of cloth from your, you know, shirt or something, but
I'll just rip a corner. I'll just rip a portion corner of my cloak.
yep, you got plenty of knives to do this. To just, you know, just rip off a piece of fabric, and you know, you have basically a DIY face mask in front of you.
I'm going to set it on Elred's lap before leaning against the cave wall, kind of like hiding in the whatever shadows there are.
Yeah. As you go to wake up Aelred, you do hear the sounds, and the smell is getting very strong at this point. You do hear the sounds of like movement outside. Like, it almost sounds like... It sounds like something large, but it also sounds like... wet? Like something like a large and like either slimy or like, you know, soaked in water is you know, making movements.
Look, I know we joked about H.P. Lovecraft, but I didn't know we were going to get into this.
And whatever it is, by the sounds of it, is either passing by or is going to move past the cave.
And he said Aelred is moving out of a trance, right?
I mean,
Yeah,
he's
as you're
currently
going to
in a
wake them up,
trance.
that's when you...
Semi-conscious, but in a trance.
as you bring them out of the trance, that's when you know, your ears perk up and you hear it's coming.
I'm going to throw my cloak over Aelred. We're going to hide into the corner.
Alright, roll me group stealth.
Oh,
Yeah, 26. And Aelred's... presumably you're not wearing your armor to sleep, so at least it's...
So it's
Alright, I'll give you an inspiration. Just roll again.
no. If I need to, I'll use my own. Hold on.
Okay.
Alright. Do you wish to use it?
Yeah, I'm using
Okay.
inspiration to.
Oh my god.
Wow.
I should never use my inspiration. That just should be the rule. Because every time I've rolled it, it's always worse.
So, as yeah, let me check something real quick.
Already, you son of a bitch.
Just tell us what's in a roll initiative. We'll figure it out.
Why couldn't my 26 cover the both of us?
As you guys, as you quickly like throw the tarp over Ailerid and just like shut the fuck up. And you kind of peer outside. You do see something faintly glowing, almost this soft like reddish tinge in the nightlight. And you see like kind of like crawling along the ground, almost like a frog across land. This hulking creature. With the like you can make out these sort of like bioluminescent glowing red tendrils where a face would be. As this thing is at least a solid like probably 10-12 feet at the hump. No eyes to be seen. And as looking forward you see, give me a moment.
It's gonna be fucking hideous.
I'm ready for something. Oh God, Cthulhu.
Ready that wisdom saving throw.
Rev up those saving throws.
I'm ready in initiative.
Rev up those fryers. We're having frog legs tonight, boys.
As you see in front of you, this creature.
What the freaking?
Oh, good God.
Fuck!
HP Lovecraft's my ass.
Friend?
I was joking about that. Not. Oh God.
He looks like a friendly little boy.
hate this.
Jesus
How
Christ.
big is this thing?
It like I said, it's probably standing about a solid 12 feet high at the hump.
It's a hulker.
Oh.
And you watch like as the tendrils almost like trail along the ground, almost like leaving this foul like black, like this grayish black kind of like sludge.
Has it noticed us?
It's sort of crawled down into the valley and almost seems to be like you can almost see like deep sea creatures, like there's like the pulses of bioluminescence going down the tendrils. As its head seemingly is like tilting from side to side, and you can hear loud at this point.
So aliens, okay.
And it seems to have stopped its movement in front of the cave. It seems to have picked up on something. So what do you do?
Oh God. I think. Where's my shield? Where's my Where's spear, longsword? Where's all my
unfortunately,
weapons?
unfortunately, you don't have your weapons and armor are kind of like basically next to you, like on your backpack. Unfortunately, you're not wearing your armor at the moment, but nonetheless, at least this is over there.
Yeah, it would take time for it to get it on. And don't have it.
And I was about to say, you don't know if you have enough time to do that.
Also the noise of putting armor on.
That too.
I think we have no choice.
It's like almost like from what you could see, like the base of the tendrils are almost like an octopus feeling, like crawling along the ground, almost like feeling up trees and other like the side of the hill, and like almost like feeling around for any kind of substance. And wherever the tentacles seem to move, where there's like grasses and other like vegetation, they almost seem to wither and almost liquefy into like this grayish kind of sludge that you see at its feet.
How
and
much?
It's almost kind of dripping.
How much more of the cave do we have?
At this point, at where it's currently in the valley with you guys at the back, there's probably about only about 60, maybe 70 feet away.
And we're basically back into a corner.
Unless you run out the front.
How close by is the thing?
60 feet, he said.
From the mouth of the cave, it's probably about, I'll say 20 feet actually, probably about 20 feet. From where you guys are at the back of the cave, there's probably about a decent 70-foot gap.
And we're basically cornered right now.
Unless you can think of something quick.
Just stay still.
Maybe it's based on movement.
God, I don't know if I don't think it's based on movement.
No, it's based on whatever. It's based on whatever its tentacles touch.
Yeah. And are there any crawling towards us?
They haven't gone into the mouth of the cave yet. Like I said, there's about a 70-foot gap, and even though each of these tendrils are probably about like maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 feet long, they're not close. They don't have the reach to touch you at this point.
Those are
All
wapping
right.
boys.
Wabbin! No. Where is it? I'm going to ready an action. If those tentacles start to come in our direction, then I'm going to jump for my sword and shield.
Okay.
Yes. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm going to jump for my greatsword if they happen.
Okay.
I think
I
it's
don't know what
close.
the hell this thing is.
I don't know what it is either.
All right. So, as you guys ready both of your actions, you watch as the tentacles almost start to feel at the mouth of the cave, not going inside yet, but nonetheless. Before it almost kind of stops, and then it sort of drops down lower on the floors and starts to and almost starts vomiting up like a torrent of this black slime at the mouth of the cave. It doesn't spill in, but it's just like coating the front of it.
Oh.
And it smells awful.
Ooh.
It
gonna
smells
save
like
the mask.
yeah.
Cave?
It
Does it have eyes looking into the cave at the moment?
you look now that you can see like facing forward this thing, it doesn't have any eyes.
All right, I'm gonna put on my face covering. I was offered.
Okay. Yeah, you grab that. Just give me that shit. And you just quickly wrap your.
See,
face.
I think about my teammates.
Yeah,
that
you made the
like
smart
it
move.
smells. God, it smells like rotten meat, and like it smells like if a butcher shop got closed down for months and everything was just left to spoil.
I'm gonna try and see how this thing can sense us. Can I roll like nature or something for that?
This would be Arcana, my friends.
Okay, Arcana.
This is
let's see.
not a natural creature. I'm sorry.
I'll just
18.
hazard. I'll just hazard.
Judging by whatever fuck kind of creature this is, it's a safe bet that this is some kind of aberration.
Yeah.
As for how it's able to, looking at it at this point, you're pretty sure it at least senses that there are entities within the cave. You're pretty sure looking at it, it probably has some kind of blind sense.
So blind sense. So
However, it doesn't seem to be going into the cave.
I'm gonna make a risky move. I'm going to, instead of jumping for it, gonna slowly go for my weapons, my greatsword.
Okay. As you do that, and after it basically finishes vomiting, up this foul sludge just at the base of the cave, the base of the mouth of the cave, basically so that the entire entrance is coated in it, it starts to turn the other direction and walks basically further into the valley. And you can effectively watch as it starts, basically gripping at, its tendrils are gripping at, branches and leaves and bushes, and are basically just shoveling mouthfuls of vegetation into its mouth. that
gonna
all
wait.
very quickly start to liquefy.
Oh, hello, Samson. I'm going to wait a minute. And is there like a pebble in here, or like something small in this cave?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take like a small pebble and throw it into that black ichor.
Okay.
I want to see if it reacts. I like after it's out of sight, like wait a minute or two, and then see if I hear it start going
I'll
back.
say like probably after it gets about 30 feet away, just basically like grabbing at shovels of vegetation and just forcing it into its mouth. You throw the rock, and there's a bit of just a splatter. As it just kind of like you realize that the substance is sticky. Like it doesn't go to roll. It just just starts rolling and then starts getting coated in the substance and then just slowly just
It's like
rests
tar.
there. Yeah, it's very thick. And as it does that, the head immediately turns in the direction of the rock and slowly moves its way forward again.
I'm going to ready an attack as it gets closer.
All right, so I suppose in that case...
I'm also going to motion for Tabby to come up. Come on. I'm getting ready. If it gets within striking distance of my greatsword, I'm going to make an attack.
Yeah. It goes back up to the mouth. It goes back up to the mouth of the cave and is basically just kind of wading through the substance. It starts feeling its tendrils around in the sludge and feels at the rock. And it just kind of it seems curiously kind of picking at it for a minute before it just turns back around and it just goes
I'm
back
gonna
out.
before it goes, I'm gonna make an attack. Actually,
okay. Are you sure about this? Are you attacking? Tabby, are you attempting to stop him?
Yeah, I'm obviously getting close and looking like I'm about to swing. If you're gonna stop me, you better do it before.
I mean, he's gonna lightly grab his arm, kind of like a grip at his wrist. Just give a shake of his head, no. Stop his weapon hand.
All right, yeah. That's enough of a pause for it to escape. So I don't make the attack.
Yep, it goes back out, and you see at this point it is just as you see it grips with these basically these tendrils. You see these thick, heavy branches that it just cracks and snaps, and then just basically turns to mulch as it basically wraps it up into its tendrils and its maw and starts to basically gorge on the substance. At this point, it's just shoveling as you can. It's just eating all of the vegetation it possibly can in the surrounding area.
Oh boy.
And it basically seems to be eating everything that's in this little valley here. Like the massive tree that you see after a certain point you watch is
He just eats the entire
It pulled over the entire tree and is now basically starting to gnaw and basically start to liquefy and dissolve it.
Oh god, okay.
You realize now, picking a fight with this thing with only 2 people, this thing is powerful enough to rip down trees.
Well, as long as we stay in here, it's not going to notice us. I think that sludge, whatever they left there, is going to both trap us, and it's going to sense whenever we step foot in it.
Seems like it.
So, I'd say we sleep with our armor on, get all of our gear ready, and pray to Lord that this thing dissolves at some point.
Okay.
Still smells foul, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'll say start rolling. I'll say if you want to roll a Constitution saving throw for the both of you, even with I'll say with advantage because of the face masks.
All right.
18.
11. Tabby, you've smelled some pretty bad stuff in your life. This is still bad, but you're at least able to stomach it.
I went into the sewer.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, in some ways, this is worse than the sewer. Yeah, and Aylward with 11, you're starting to get nauseous. it smells like something crawled into the cave and died next to you.
Can I just make a prestidigitation around my nose? Like, no, I'm gonna prestidigitate inside the face mask so that it smells sort of like
smart move.
Yeah, lavender.
Pulling a plague doctor mask. That's a good idea. And at the very least, it at least helps to mask it somewhat, and you're at least able to keep yourself from vomiting just from this.
Yeah,
and it's I'm
Samson,
saying now
yes,
it's going
I
to
know
be
you want
hard.
attention.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to
My
get back to
cat,
sleep
sorry.
after this.
Oh god. Yeah, I'm getting my armor on and I'm just getting ready.
Just do it quietly.
Yeah. I don't think it has ears. Does it have ears?
It for one reason it has some form of senses that you can't visibly see.
Okay. Yeah.
This is not a
still
creature of this world. It does not play by its rules.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna put on my armor because I know it's around. It's gonna be around and stalking us.
Mm-hmm.
I got tired of killing abyssal demons. Now another one shows up.
Wait a minute.
Shit.
We're in a. Are we actually like in a cave?
It's effectively like a cave or like a den, effectively.
Okay. It's okay. So it's like an indentation into the hillside. Okay.
Right. Yeah, there is like a
And-
bit of an outcropping above you, kind of, like where there is like a tree. There are like one or two trees that were growing on it, or presumably there were if this creature didn't get to it already. As like at this point, it's basically just it's tearing down trees. It's like ripping up vegetation.
Yeah.
It's seemingly either just ripping this place to shreds and or liquefying and processing whatever vegetation it can.
Okay, I'll be right back in just a moment.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Okay. And is the sludge all around the entrance of this?
It is covering the entrance.
Okay, so like even if we try to grab at the top of it, it would still.
It's covering the floor. I should clarify the floor. Of the
okay.
entrance. Yeah. Theoretically, you could climb. Though it would be a bit of a risky maneuver, but you could certainly try.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to know about that. So I think we're just gonna stay put for right now and
Okay.
pray reinforcements come.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the other I'll say this is a decent point for this group. Back to the beach group. As you guys are setting up camp, is anyone trying to set up a fire, or are we just going into watches?
We don't have resources for a fire.
That is also true.
You have a canoe.
We all have dark vision, right?
You theoretically could tear down the canoe and may turn that into a fire.
It is waterlogged,
We're
though,
far away
so
from
I
the
don't think
canoe.
it'll work for a fire.
That is true.
Touche.
That is true.
Actually, that is also a good point. Yeah. Also, let me move.
Right.
Try to move it so I can like. Can I move the boat so it's closer to shore? Oh, that's the nope.
That's part of the boat.
Come on, get. Can I get the? Nope. Damn. Okay, whatever. We'll leave.
Move one after the
We
other,
know where it
right?
is.
You can move one after the other, right?
I could, though it's
I don't
gonna leave.
think
Oops, shit.
changelings have dark vision.
No, they do not.
No, they do. They do.
What?
If I could
Changelings do not have dark vision.
boat. There we go. Beautiful.
Changelings do not have dark vision.
Oh, they don't?
He was in the basement with
No, they
me.
do not.
I thought they did. Huh. Either way. So who's taking
Yeah.
watches first, second, and or third?
I'll take first and third.
Okay.
I can do second.
All right. All right. In that case, Amelie. Sorry. First, Lily. Fill a perception check. Excuse me. 14. As the yeah, I don't know, as your watch continues on, just kind of like watching as the waves slowly crash, sweep against the shore and then wiping back out. You swear for a moment you see like a glint or a motion, a silhouette of something on the horizon, possibly a boat. Though from how far of a distance away, it's hard to really see. Whether or not that's just a ship, late in the night going towards Arinar to port, or what the situation is, it's hard to tell. But you at least see, shapes far off in the distance on the water.
I'll keep an eye on them.
Okay. Alright, in that case, otherwise, as your watch continues, there are no threats on your end, at least from the looks of it, as slowly then it goes over into the second shift. Amelie, like to roll perception, presumably if you're, if Lily's waking her up.
Mm-hmm.
21.
Okay.
You're noticing now the same form, and you realize less that it's going towards it's rather than going either the southeasterly kind of direction, kind of going around to go towards Arinar. It's heading this direction.
Wait, is this the same monster?
No. This is the boat. This is a shape of a boat further out in the horizon with the.
Wait, which way is it going?
Oh.
I didn't see
we
it.
can see it.
Presumably this. Oh right, I'm wrong. Wait, wrong map. Hang on, un momento. This direction vaguely.
Oh.
Okay. Interesting.
And Amelie, roll a history check
History. Where is it?
because of your pirate background. 12. I'll say this. From what you could tell further, just kind of keep hearing an eye out. Of course, unfortunately, I don't really have a spyglass or anything else on you to really get any close details. However, it doesn't look like the silhouette of a normal ship. It doesn't, you don't see... I mean, there are sails, but, it definitely looks much different than most New Arcaster ships that you know.
Interesting.
Dutchman.
Yeah. Either way, outside of that, you don't see anything hostile, nothing coming out of the water. It seems relatively quiet, peaceful, outside of, whatever silhouette that might be on the water. So otherwise, that ends your second watch. Going on to the third half of the night. I'll also say for this, for Tabby and Aelred, you guys aren't getting the effects of long rest.
Yeah.
Really? Couldn't have guessed.
Mm-hmm.
Would have never thought.
Yeah. As you guys are just kind of left there, trying to stay dead silent, watching on, as this continues, it's proceeding to basically liquefy every piece of vegetation in this valley possible, and is just coating the area in this black sludge. Sorry, not black, it's grayish sludge. It's basically, they're just shoveling it all in and then proceeding to vomit it back out. And after a certain point, it's just basically coating the entire inner valley.
Oh God. We're stuck in here.
Pit.
What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
One way in, no way out.
I think.
I will say there is at least one opportunity that could potentially still be on the table.
Yeah, climbing up and over.
That too.
I have a terrible, terrible idea.
Well,
idea's a
whatever
good
it
one.
is, you can certainly try.
Hold on, I need to look something up.
Absolutely, go on ahead.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna try and prestidigitate a small corner of this stuff away from the entrance. Just to see if
Okay.
it works.
Let me look at something.
Okay. How much is the area in tar?
At this point, it's with all this internal valley, it's probably about 30, 40 square feet at this point.
And is it surrounding the creature, or is the creature just leaving a trail?
I mean, initially it was just kind of a trail, but at this point it's just kind of like wading through it.
Oh no. One moment, please.
Okay, in that moment.
Oh no!
Okay. To answer your question, Aelred, how large of a creature how large of a square
Area?
can you clear? How large of an
Let's
area?
see. Prestidigitation.
1 cubic foot. As you cast Prestidigitation,
I'm just trying to do a small corner. No, not
yeah,
like a full.
you do watch as slowly there's like a bit of it kind of bubbles and boils a bit before probably about half a foot of like that substance slowly starts to bubble and boil off into like this purple blackish smoke.
Does the creature notice?
Doesn't seem to note it and or care.
Yeah, what are we gonna do? Do it now.
Yeah. I got nothing else. I'm just waiting with my weapons.
All right, Tabby, what you doing, bud?
First, I want to see if I can probably jump out of the cave. Probably get away from the bubble.
You basically want to parkour, like, make your way without touching the ick.
I want to dying light this shit out of the ick.
Okay. So, I'll say roll an acrobatics check.
I have an inspiration and ready.
Okay. 17. As you basically, it's a weird vantage point. You're kind of pulling a oh god, what's
like Mirror's Edge.
Mirror's Edge, very Mirror's Edge. Like you kind of like run up onto the wall, the cave wall, jump up onto it, and then like reach up and grab at the mouth of like this outcropping. So now you're just kind of hanging, from the mouth of the cave without having touched anything. Though at that, you do see the head slowly start to turn in your direction. What you doing, man?
And I hold on to what with one hand.
Sure.
I'm gonna grab my alchemist fire.
Okay.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna throw it. He's gonna throw it into the tar pit.
Okay.
Because I know where this is going. Probably.
Hope it's flammable.
Yep!
Good
I'll say
morning, Vietnam.
roll me just a unarmed melee, not unarmed melee. Just a ranged attack, just a dexterity check.
Just dexterity and just as a
Now,
single.
are you just aiming at the pool, or are you aiming at the creature as well?
At the pool.
At the pool? Okay. Alright, in that case, you throw it, and immediately as the alchemist fire shatters, and the flame, and, the flame starts to erupt, you watch as this black-gray tar-like substance starts to bubble and boil before it also continues to erupt into flames, and immediately this thing lets out a torrential shriek in your mind, as this thing is immediately engulfed in flames.
That's
Wait.
what I was expecting.
The creature's engulfed in flames?
Yep.
Because he said that he was wading through it. I wanted to see if the tar
roll
was
me the
flammable.
damage for alchemist fire.
It was a 1d4.
Yeah, it's a D4 each round, I believe.
Do I have a ranged attack?
2. Wait, what's the damage on alchemist fire?
It was
It's
like a 1. I think it was a 1d4.
Is it 1d4? I thought it was more than that. Hang on.
That's what you told me.
I'm correct.
Oh, yep.
Pretty sure.
Oh, yep. It's 1d4 fire damage. All right. In that case, yeah, I'll say yeah. In that case, it takes 6 points of fire damage from that initial.
Very vulnerable to fire.
Mm-hmm. That and also it's covering everything. As it lets out this shriek, before immediately, basically sprinting its way back out of the valley, and, away from the burning pile of sludge, and, basically climbing up on one of the hills, just knocking trees out of the way. to basically get as quickly out of the fire as possible.
Is it spreading the fire?
Inadvertently.
Oh god, we just started a forest fire.
It's
In
fine.
the middle of scorching temperatures.
Elred,
Yep.
run!
Where can I run? I'm in a cave.
I will say, for the sake of this, from where Tabby is, you technically be able to grab onto his leg or his arm.
No, no, hold, okay, I'm going to extend my spear and going to hold it out to him. It's like, just grab it. Come on. I'm gonna get everything. I'm gonna get both our packs and just
okay.
get ready to carry. Get out of here.
And I'll grab.
All right.
Okay.
I'm
I'll
gonna try
say,
and
with
jump off to
how,
help him.
as you see how much of this sludge is burning, you guys probably only have about a minute before the sludge burns, and it might be trying something.
Dash, we go. We leave.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. 1, 2,
Alright.
3.
In that case, as this is happening, I'm gonna have to change the music.
Uh-oh. We're running. We are running.
Mm-hmm.
We just entered a Metroid situation where the timer just went down, started counting down.
One moment, please.
Oh,
I'm gonna
God,
need. I'm
what
gonna
have
need
you
to
done
grab
already?
some.
You just
I'm gonna
start
grab
hearing the
some special
Sonic
music
timer
for this.
countdown.
I wonder if the other party sees whatever we just did.
Sinking, sinking, drowning, drowning, sinking, sinking, drowning, drowning.
All right.
Run away!
Run away! Run away!
Run away!
Run away!
Do-do-do.
So I had to Google if tar was flammable,
Mhm.
and it says that the fumes are highly flammable. So I wanted to see if that worked.
To be fair, you didn't know 100% if this was tar, but it is
It was
absolutely flammable.
intuition. It was intuition.
It was made of digested plant matter, so it was a pretty good bet.
Mm-hmm.
It was. Sometimes you got to make guesses on intuition. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
That was real
trying-
good.
Yeah. So how am I gonna get out of here with our stuff?
Yeah, the flames are erupting at the mouth of the cave. Luckily just past where Tabby is, so it's like it's a little close. Like, watch where you kick your feet.
You could power through the sludge, maybe?
Actually, what is the
just-
color of the fire? What's the color of the fire? That's
I'll say from this, it is like this sick. Initially, it was this kind of red, standard orange red. Before it starts to burn into like this sickly, vibrant green.
Okay, sort of like when the meteorite came in.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. Yep. Figured.
There we go.
Ooh, nice music.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. So jumping up to try and
All right, yeah, you grab
Elevate
both
just
of your
pole
packs
vault
and
or
then just
something?
like go to run and jump. I'll say, Aelred, roll me. Well, I guess this is just a jump. Roll athletics. Athletics
okay.
or acrobatics.
Athletics is better.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, for the sake of this, you start running, with basically just quickly tying this stuff on your back, and you just boom, 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 jump with the last foot, and then go reach up to basically grab at Tabby's open hand. To grab that, now both of you are like kind of dangling, your feet barely touching, getting very close to the flames, Aelred.
Yeah, just being lit by it.
Mm-hmm, yeah. As Tabby, we have to roll an athletics check to try to pull Tabby up. Not Tabby, pull Aelred up with you.
I'm gonna try and assist by just like using momentum of the jump to.
Okay, yeah,
Help swing.
go roll the advantage. 22. Great. Yeah, you manage. It's less that you're pulling him and more that you get enough momentum to like swing him using the momentum of the jump. And you, Aelred, you just have just enough reach to go and grab with your other hand up onto also into the outcropping as well.
Climbing up. Are we in like a level plate?
Yeah,
level place?
both of you guys are hanging there like, thank God we made it. As you look back now, seeing as the fire is slowly starting to die down, this large creature, in the moment seeing that, is starting to barrel in the direction towards you.
Okay, do we have a level spot?
You're hanging currently. You have to pull yourself up.
I'm pulling myself up. I'm pulling myself up. And
All right, yep, both you guys, athletics.
All right.
16, perfect. 12, just barely enough. As you're like, shit. As you guys...
I am carrying a lot of things, just to be fair.
Exactly. You're like, oh god, this is so heavy. As you're climbing your way up onto, like, basically up onto this outcropping, you see as this thing was, like, jumping after you, and there's a loud, like, boom and rumble into the base of the cave as you hear it let out another slow rumbling sound. Though from the sounds of it, it's very quickly starting to crawl back out and is going to make its way back up the hill.
All right, I'm handing Tabby stuff to him.
Okay. And I'll say at this rate, yeah, as you just quickly go, take this, and just throw it in his direction, as you go to basically football grab it. And you guys basically just start sprinting, hearing these rumblings behind you. I'm afraid that's where we're gonna end the session for tonight.
What? No! No!
We're gonna pull up next time with the chase sequence!
Oh, God!
Hey!
Oh my god.
Oh, God, no! You're a bastard!
That was great.
That was very clever of Tabby.
That was very clever, and...
I was gonna say, because it even specifically mentions here with this defiling slime, it lasts until it is burned away with fire. So congratulations. You managed to at least escape the claws of death. But will they grab?
Yes, we know that the thing has like I think it's a 3 times vulnerability to fire.
And this is why we don't split the party.
It's your guys' fault for going to the alien meteor.
It's
without
our fault
us.
for going to the alien meteor? Okay, listen. If we were all together...
You decided to go there without us.
Man, I love all you guys. This is great.
I thought you would have made the smart decision, like, let's go look after that meteor. No, you decided to just look after...
No, because we were smart and we're thinking you guys wouldn't want to split the party.
I thought you'd be this... Oh, God.
I hope everyone enjoyed the session, guys. It's a bit of a shorter one, technically. But nonetheless, this was such a good cliffhanger, I had to. Like...
Quite literally a
cliffhanger, because we were okay.
This is gonna be fun. I got some stuff. I got to prep a map to actually, because I do have mechanics for basically going into a chase sequence. If you guys are sprinting and another creature basically tries to follow after you, then we're going into a chase sequence to see if you can try to lose them. Like...
Oh, God.
Fun.
This will be...
Hopefully you either lose them or get to us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or you'll be able to get to see what that black uck does.
No, I don't
want
to.
Yeah, I did not like that, but yeah. Alright, yeah, we'll probably end up moving this conversation over into the general chat of the Discord, because I imagine people are going to want to talk about this.
Oh my God, yeah.
Mm-hmm, yeah. Yeah, either way, I'm probably gonna be heading off to go eat lunch real quick after this, and I'll be back. But nonetheless, if there are any audience members out there that aren't in the Discord just yet, the link is in the About section on the Twitch channel below. If you guys want to pop in there and talk about what the fuck just happened. So yeah, I suppose in that case, I'll see you guys in the grotto then.
Oh boy.
Bye, guys.
Oh.